What is up, DTube Steem blockchain? So I was reading a great post by Lord Butterfly on Steem blockchain, and it was basically talking a little bit about this aspect that Steem actually stands out. It's doing something that the other platforms not really can achieve in terms of people actually using it. So he was talking a little bit about both Tron and the US. In many ways, how big of a joke it is at the moment, with mainly just gambling apps, nothing really happening. I actually have one app on the US that works amazing, but that's like one in a million. So Steem stands out. Just as Lord Butterfly is saying. Steem stands out, and he was talking a little bit about this aspect that people, after people have invested in Steem, time, energy, resource, value, even if they lost value and they hang around, they're probably going to hang around. It's like they're probably not going to leave because you have this system that you have this constant value machine. And just because there's no other competition on the market for proof of brain, Steem stands out because there's no other proof of brain system that actually works. So, and what happens then is people hang around because it's like it just makes sense, especially when technology, when it becomes easier to use technology because people have more powerful smartphones and things like that. And one great way I think of looking at this tech is just looking at it more from that it's just a looking at it more instead of a token perspective, more looking at it from the perspective of a technology that you're using, because it really becomes eventually just about a technology. And the technology that Steem is bringing is more a proof of brain place where like you can find people with more brain than other places because other places just hasn't invested in it. And even if the infrastructure on Steem is very early and things like that, it at least has a bit of proof of brain. Like if people are sort of trying to make things better, and they're sort of a little bit aware that it sort of is some kind of new paradigm that people are moving into. And Steem users, Steemians, are sort of already a little bit prepared for that. While other people, a lot of other people, which is not even aware of this, they are going to have to do their own time, many, many years of just trying to figure things out. While Steemians, they have a head start. Other people are gonna caught up to that eventually, but maybe it's gonna take 3 or 4 years or something like that. Who knows? So Steem will keep stand out, and that's something that I was also thinking a little bit about a few days ago. I was really considering it because it's like, yeah, it's useful. It's like, how would it go away? I mean, it's just like it's just like with Bitcoin. I mean, how is that supposed to go away? How? It's like, no, it's not. Okay, and then we have to admit, okay, this is gonna be around. Same with Steem blockchain. Like, why would it just fade away? Especially when people have invested a lot of time and energy into it. And what would replace it? If some other technology would replace it, it's like they're so behind. They're really behind. It's like Steem has been here since 2016 and it's 2019 now. And the benefit, like the main benefit Steem has is that it has real developers, like real geeks. And geeks are long-term guys. Geeks are very, very, very long-term guys. So geeks may look a bit strange sometimes. They might look a bit weird, like they don't know what goes on. But trust me, trust me, geeks are highly intelligent. Like they know what goes on. So Steem is great. Steem stands out, and the best way, in the way how I try to make sense of all of this, is in terms of like value of tokens eventually is, I think we're gonna go to this phase where money is so cheap to produce. I mean, we already are at that stage, but it's like people are not getting the rewards from that. Like, I'm not sure how much Federal Reserve has printed, but they have printed a lot of value that in theory, if that would actually flow into people's hands, it would be pretty nice. It would be pretty cool. And the economy and everything would be sort of the same, right? So we already have like cheap production of value. It's like a few numbers in a computer, and you can make a human do things in the real world. You can affect the 3D existence with just some numbers and like motivation and stuff like that, and how people are doing decisions in the world. Like that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. So I think that eventually you're gonna get to this space where eventually people are probably not even gonna have to care that much about the value of a token or whatever, because I think what most people would want is they want the best computing power first of all, and when they can afford these new computing that's coming out, like I saw this new 64 core 64 core CPU. Now I want that one. I want that one, but it costs like $7,000 or something like that. But imagine if we can put that in a phone. Oh my god, I want that. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it when it comes. And it's like when people get that computing power, uh, they are gonna be able to play with data in a way where that we never really played with data before. So take all this Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and all this. It's just data, right? You just have to organize it. And if you have enough computing power, you can organize it and you can create your own value systems. You can generate value from nothing, basically, because humans are just consciousness and we're playing with energy here. And you just have to create systems, right? That runs themselves. And the numbers are so great because the cost of computing power is going to go down, especially the next 5 years. Especially the next 5 years. Which means if a person is producing some value, they will eventually be able, everyone will eventually be able to have like a super high-end device. And after they have that, it's just about hoarding. Like it's just like do you need like 10 smartphones high-end? No, it's like you're gonna cap out somewhere. And then you're just gonna have one device that does a lot of things. You have massive computing power, it does all the nonsense that you want it to do. And then you're gonna have one main device. And then you're gonna have this value that's being stored up in token or whatever. And you're not gonna have to spend so much. And it gets kind of interesting then, because then people don't really care about the value of a token or something like that. It's like the more it goes down, the more you make, or the more you buy, or whatever. And that is kind of cool. So computing power is really the magic in this digital space. When people have the computing power, they can create very, very interesting systems. They can play around with data a lot more. And it's like they don't have to wait for permission, like to play around with data. Like they can produce stuff from nothing. Like this video, for example, this is something unique being produced here. And it doesn't really cost me that much. It costs a little bit wear and tear on the device, but a high-end device just costs $1.3 per day. That's kind of cool. That is kind of cool because most people, or many people, can do 100x in a day. So yeah, when you start to run the numbers, it gets very interesting. So so that's nice. I can't wait, basically. I see it. I see it coming, and it's gonna be great. I'm really looking forward to, especially voice. You can have everything in voice. That's nice, because when we are flipping it to voice, you may not even need a device anymore. You don't even need a device. You don't need a AMOLED screen or something like that. It's like maybe we can just get it in a Bluetooth headset, something like that. And how cheap can we do that? Maybe $10, maybe $5. $5. We're just gonna give it to you for free, right? That is where it's going. Because a lot of it is a transfer of data, right? And it's like, how cheap can we send data around? That's really cool. That's really cool. So yeah, I mean, that's what I want to talk a little bit about today. Steem is not really going away because it's just a technology that just makes stuff better. And who else, like seriously, who else can produce that proof of brain system with those geeks? Like they're gonna have to find some other geeks. But even that is like, how do you create? It's gonna be hard for them to create something like Steem, like if someone tries. But we would love to see them try and see what they come up with. Yeah, have a great day, DTube, Steem blockchain. Bye bye.